The first time Olivia saw the blood on her doorstep, she thought it was a prank. Maybe some twisted Halloween joke, even though it was late March and the neighborhood kids hadn't pulled anything like that since the Christmas egging incident. But the second time, when it dripped from her mailbox, warm and unmistakably fresh, she knew something was wrong. The police dismissed it, of course. No witnesses, no suspects, and no body meant no crime. Just a bad dream, Miss Monroe. Maybe a raccoon. Maybe an animal attack. But raccoons didn't scratch cryptic symbols into her doorframe. They didn't leave notes written in a language she couldn't decipher, folded beneath her windshield wiper. And they certainly didn't whisper her name in the middle of the night, from the shadows of her hallway. Olivia stopped sleeping. Her eyes stayed red, not from tears but from the constant adrenaline, the heart-hammering fear of not being alone when the room was silent. It was her friend Naomi who finally looked her in the eye and said, "You need protection. Real protection. There are people who handle this kind of thing. This kind of thing. Supernatural. Unexplainable. Insane." Olivia wanted to laugh, but she was too tired, too hollowed out. That's when she found Ava. Or rather, Ava found her. She didn't knock. She didn't announce herself. One minute Olivia was sitting in her kitchen, coffee trembling in her hand, and the next, a tall woman with raven black hair and eyes like obsidian was leaning against her counter, arms crossed, wearing all black like she was mourning the sun. "You hired me," she said flatly, her voice low, almost bored. "I'm Ava, your bodyguard." Olivia stared, heart skidding sideways in her chest. "How did you get in here?" "You left the window open. I live on the 3rd floor. You should be more careful." And that was that. No smile. No handshake. Just that unnerving gaze that sliced through Olivia like a scalpel, efficient and cold. Ava explained little. She carried no visible weapons, but her presence was sharp enough to cut. She spoke rarely, only when necessary, and never about herself. Her only concern, it seemed, was keeping Olivia alive. The first attack came 2 nights later. Olivia barely had time to scream before Ava had already moved, fast, inhumanly so, slamming something tall and cloaked against the wall with a grunt that reverberated through the floor. Olivia watched, frozen, as Ava's hand drove a silver blade through the creature's chest. It didn't bleed. It just hissed, writhed, and dissolved into ash. "Vampires are real," Ava said, wiping her blade with a cloth she pulled from nowhere. "And they want you." "Why?" Olivia whispered, voice shaking. "Why me?" Ava looked at her then. Really looked. And for the first time, there was something in her expression that wasn't cold. It wasn't warmth, not quite, but something tangled, complicated, dangerous. "That's what I'm here to find out." From that night on, Ava didn't leave her side. She was a shadow, a sentinel. Olivia hated how much safer she felt with her nearby. Hated how her eyes lingered on the way Ava moved, how her voice dropped an octave when she gave orders. Hated how every night felt like it could be her last, and how the only thing keeping her sane was the woman who wouldn't even meet her eyes for more than a few seconds at a time. But most of all, Olivia hated the dreams. Dreams where Ava's hands weren't holding knives, but her face. Dreams where her mouth wasn't tight and unreadable, but pressed to Olivia's neck, breath warm, teeth grazing, never biting. It was wrong. It was dangerous. It was irresistible. And deep down, Olivia knew there was something about Ava. Something she wasn't saying. Something that felt like a secret so big it could shatter everything. But for now, she was safe. For now, Ava was here. And if she had to fall asleep in someone's arms tonight, she'd rather it be those cold, strong ones than die alone in her bed. Even if they held secrets darker than the monsters outside. Ava didn't sleep. Olivia learned that quickly. The first few nights, she tried to pretend it was normal, having someone silently pacing her apartment in the dark like a shadow come to life. But it wasn't. Nothing about Ava was normal. She didn't eat, didn't rest, didn't even blink unless it served a purpose. But tonight was different. After another failed attempt to contact the police, this time met with a mysteriously dropped call and a broken signal, Ava wordlessly packed a duffel bag, handed Olivia a coat, and said, "We're leaving. Now." "Where are we going?" "Somewhere they can't track you. At least not easily." Olivia didn't ask how they tracked her. She didn't want to know. What mattered was the cold edge in Ava's voice. Not fear, but urgency. Like a ticking clock had started, and every second counted. They drove for 3 hours in a black SUV that Ava claimed was borrowed. Olivia didn't ask from who. She kept her eyes on the road, or more accurately, on Ava's hands gripping the wheel, strong, steady, pale fingers with nails that gleamed faintly in the moonlight. It should have been impossible to focus on something so trivial when everything in her life was unraveling, but there was something about Ava's presence that grounded her, even when it terrified her. The safe house was a rundown cabin deep in the woods, no lights for miles. The silence, so thick it felt like pressure against Olivia's skin. Inside, the air was stale but clean. Ava moved like she'd been there before, flicking on one dim lamp, checking windows, setting something that looked like a silver trap near the door. Olivia sat stiffly on the worn couch, arms crossed over her chest, trying not to shiver. "Why me?" she asked again, softly. "Why do they want me?" Ava didn't answer immediately. She knelt by the fireplace, striking a match, her face flickering gold as flames licked the logs. When she stood, she didn't meet Olivia's eyes. "It's not just you. They've been targeting people like you. Bloodlines. Certain traits. Something in your ancestry. We're still figuring it out. I work with a network. People who know about the things your government won't admit exist." Olivia leaned forward. "So, you're part of some secret vampire hunting organization?" Ava's lips twitched, almost a smile, but not quite. "Something like that." She stood by the window now, staring out into the trees like she could see through the dark. Olivia studied her in the firelight, the sharp angles of her jaw, the way her body stayed coiled, alert, as if danger was always a breath away. "You act like you're not human," she said before she could stop herself. Ava turned. Her eyes caught the light, and for a second, just a second, Olivia swore they flashed red. "I act like someone who's seen things that don't belong in your world," she said coolly. "You should get some rest. I'll take first watch." "You always take first watch," Olivia said. "You never sleep." "I don't need to." "That's not an answer." Ava didn't respond. Instead, she crossed the room in 2 long strides, stood before Olivia and said, "You're safer when I'm alert. That's all that matters." Olivia's heart thudded hard in her chest. Ava was close. Too close. Close enough that Olivia could see the faint pulse in her throat, could feel the heat radiating off her in waves. She didn't know what made her do it. Maybe it was the exhaustion, or the fear, or just the way Ava looked at her sometimes, like she was something fragile and infuriating and impossible to ignore, but she reached out, fingers brushing Ava's wrist. "Why do you care so much if I'm safe?" Ava froze. For a heartbeat, neither of them moved. Olivia felt the shift, subtle but undeniable, like the air between them had thickened. Ava's eyes flicked to her hand, then to her mouth, and something raw passed through her expression. Hunger, maybe. Or regret. Then, just as quickly, she stepped back. "I said get some rest," she muttered, and turned away. Olivia's hand curled into a fist. She felt stupid. Embarrassed. But not angry. There was something there. She knew it. Later, when she lay in the musty bed upstairs, pretending to sleep, she heard Ava moving through the house with quiet precision. Every now and then, she paused outside Olivia's door. Never entering. Just listening. Guarding. Wanting. In her dreams, Ava kissed her. Desperately. Like someone who had no right to want but couldn't help it. Olivia woke with her heart pounding and her throat dry, and when she came downstairs, Ava didn't meet her eyes. Breakfast was silence and instant coffee. The forest outside was shrouded in mist. But the peace didn't last. Around midday, a sound shattered the stillness, a high-pitched, inhuman shriek from the woods. Ava was on her feet instantly, blade in hand, eyes sharp. Stay inside, she ordered. Do not open the door for anyone. Not even me, unless I say the code. Code. Red moon. That's it. It's enough. Then she was gone, disappearing into the trees like a wraith. Olivia paced the cabin, every creak in the floorboards making her flinch. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Then 2. No word. No sign of Ava. Fear crawled up her spine. She shouldn't do it. She knew she shouldn't. But when the sun started to dip and the sky turned blood orange, Olivia grabbed a flashlight and stepped outside. Just to check. Just to see. She didn't make it far. 50 feet from the cabin, something grabbed her, tall, cold, impossibly fast, and slammed her against a tree. Going somewhere? A voice rasped, breath like smoke. Olivia tried to scream, but a hand covered her mouth. Such sweet skin, it hissed. No wonder she guards you like a jewel. Then a blur. A snarl. The creature was ripped away from her, slammed into the ground so hard the earth cracked. Ava stood above it, eyes glowing, fangs bared. Fangs. Olivia froze, breath caught. Ava didn't hesitate. She drove the blade into the creature's chest and twisted. Ash exploded into the air. Silence followed. Slowly, Ava turned to her. Her mouth was bloody. Her fangs were still out. Olivia took a step back. You. Ava looked at her, chest heaving, eyes wide with something like panic. Then she whispered, I can explain. Olivia shook her head. You're one of them. No, Ava said quickly. I'm not like them. I left. I protect humans. I protect you. You lied to me. I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you everything. Why? Ava's voice broke. Because I knew if you found out, you'd look at me exactly like that. Olivia's breath caught. Ava looked like she was in pain. Real, raw pain. Not from the fight, but from her. From this. From her. Get away from me, Olivia whispered, heart pounding. Ava didn't move. I won't hurt you. I would never hurt you. But you could. The silence between them was thick, cruel. Olivia turned and ran. The forest didn't care that Olivia was running. It didn't care that her breath came in ragged gasps or that tears blurred her vision as branches lashed her skin and the cold bit through her coat. The woods simply swallowed her whole, silent and indifferent. She didn't know how far she ran, only that she needed to get away. Away from the truth. Away from the blood. Away from Ava. Her legs eventually gave out. She collapsed near a crooked pine, chest heaving, knees scraped raw. Her flashlight was gone. Her phone had no signal. The sun was setting fast, and the woods were turning from ominous to lethal. She curled into herself, hands trembling. Ava was a vampire, a predator, a liar, and Olivia had trusted her, wanted her, even dreamed of her. Heat bloomed in her chest at the memory of Ava's lips so close to hers, of the quiet protectiveness in her voice, the way she hovered near without ever touching. It hadn't been just about survival. There had been something else. Something real. And now it all felt like a trap. A sound behind her. A snap, a rustle, and Olivia stiffened. Ava? She called, even though she hated herself for hoping. But it wasn't Ava. The thing that stepped from the trees had a face shaped like a human's, but eyes that glowed with inhuman hunger. Its smile was all teeth. Poor little lamb, it cooed. Strayed too far from your shepherd. Olivia scrambled back, heart slamming in her chest. The creature moved with lazy grace, like it already knew the outcome. She didn't tell you, did she? That she used to hunt with us. That she drank the blood of girls prettier than you, and never blinked. Olivia's mouth opened, but no sound came out. You think you're special? The vampire hissed, closing the distance. You're just her next meal. She saved me, Olivia whispered. More than once. Because she wants you ripe. Trusting. Soft. The vampire lunged. Olivia screamed, loud, hoarse, terrified, and then everything was chaos. A blur. A roar. Ava slammed into the vampire midair, teeth bared, eyes blazing. This wasn't the calm, collected Ava Olivia had known. This was something feral, terrifying, beautiful. They crashed into the ground, and Ava didn't hold back. Her fists were steel, her movements brutal. The vampire tried to fight, but Ava fought harder. For her, it was over in seconds. Ash scattered on the wind, and Ava turned to Olivia, panting, blood streaking her face. "Are you hurt?" Olivia stared, speechless. "Why did you follow me?" Ava flinched. "You ran." "I couldn't. I had to. Damn it, I couldn't let anything happen to you." Olivia's eyes filled with tears. Love what you've seen so far and want to help me keep creating these awesome stories on this channel? Then subscribe and hit the bell. Your subscription supports the channel and makes sure you get more exciting stories. You lied to me. You protected me, but you still lied. I didn't know how to tell you. Humans don't exactly react well to people like me. I thought if I kept you safe long enough, maybe you'd never need to know. But I do need to know, Olivia said. I need to know who's protecting me, who I'm sharing my space with, my secrets, my life. Ava looked down, jaw clenched. I haven't fed in weeks. I'm weaker every day, but I couldn't bring myself to leave. Not when you looked at me like that. Not when I started. She cut herself off. Olivia took a step forward, then another. Started what? Ava's voice was a whisper. Feeling things I haven't felt in a century. The wind stirred between them. Olivia's hands curled at her sides. So, what happens now? You save me, I say thank you, and we pretend I didn't see your teeth. I'll leave, Ava said hoarsely. I'll walk away if that's what you want. But I need you to know, I never planned this. I was sent to protect you, and then I saw you, and it became more than a mission. You became more. Olivia's breath hitched. You think I haven't felt it? The way you look at me when you think I'm not watching? The way you hover like I'm the only thing that matters? That night in the cabin, when I touched you and you stepped back, I wasn't imagining that. Ava didn't deny it. Her eyes were full of guilt and longing. I can't want you, she said. It's dangerous. Then why do I want you? Olivia's voice cracked. Even now, especially now, even with everything I've seen. Ava took a slow step closer. Say the word, and I'll stay. But you have to mean it. Olivia closed her eyes. Her heart felt like it was being torn in two. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't expect you to, Ava said softly. But I'll earn it. Every day. If you let me. Silence. Then Olivia opened her eyes. I don't want to die alone in the woods tonight. Ava's expression softened. You won't. I'll carry you back if I have to. Good, Olivia said, voice trembling. Because I'm scared. But not of you. And that was the truth. The fear coiled in her gut wasn't about Ava's fangs or her past. It was the way her own heart twisted when Ava looked at her like that. Like she mattered more than anything. Like she was already hers. They returned to the cabin in silence. Ava's movements were slower now. Olivia could tell she was weakening. You haven't fed, she said once they were inside. Ava shook her head. I won't. Not from you. Not ever. You'll die if you don't. Then I die. That's stupid. It's safer. For who? Their eyes locked. The air between them sparked. Olivia stepped closer, close enough to touch. What if I'm not afraid of you? Ava's voice was barely a whisper. You should be. I'm more afraid of losing you. For a heartbeat, neither moved. Then Ava closed the distance, not kissing her, not yet, just hovering close enough that Olivia could feel her breath. I dream about you, Ava admitted, voice trembling. Even when I don't sleep, I think about you constantly. And it hurts. Because I can't have you. Olivia's hand rose, cupping Ava's jaw. What if I want to be had? Ava trembled under her touch. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. And when their lips finally met, it wasn't soft. It was hungry, desperate, full of everything they'd been holding back. Ava's hands gripped Olivia's waist like she was something precious and breakable. Olivia's fingers tangled in her hair, pulling her closer. The kiss was fire and fear and want and need all tangled into one. When they broke apart, both were breathless. Ava looked stunned. Olivia smiled softly. Still think I'm scared of you? Ava touched her forehead to Olivia's, eyes closed.
No.
I'm terrified of me. Olivia didn't pull away. Then stay close. So I can remind you who you are. And Ava did. That night, for the first time, she slept right beside Olivia. No weapons. No patrol. Just the quiet, fragile promise of something neither of them dared to name. Yet, the silence after their kiss was louder than any scream Olivia had heard. Ava lay beside her, motionless, eyes closed but clearly awake, as if sleep was too fragile a thing to claim. Olivia could feel the tension vibrating off her, every breath a quiet war. And still, neither moved away. Olivia's hand rested just over Ava's, the contact light but undeniable. Morning came slowly, sunlight filtering through dusty curtains in golden threads. Olivia watched Ava's profile, sharp, beautiful, inhuman, and felt the ache in her chest grow. She should be scared. This wasn't a dream. This wasn't some fantasy of forbidden attraction. Ava was real.
Deadly.
And hers, somehow, if only for this fragile moment in time. You didn't sleep, Olivia whispered. Ava's lips twitched. Didn't want to waste the time. You didn't even move. I was afraid if I did, you'd vanish. Olivia rolled onto her side, facing her fully. I'm still here. Ava opened her eyes then. So dark, so haunted, but laced with something else too.
Hunger, yes.
But also wonder. You shouldn't be. And yet, Olivia said, brushing a finger across her knuckles, I'd rather be nowhere else. That was when the window shattered. Glass rained across the room in a burst of sound and light, and before Olivia could scream, Ava had already flung herself over her, shielding her with her body as a bolt of silver embedded itself into the wooden floor. Stay down, Ava growled, voice no longer soft. It was steel.
Fire. War.
Olivia's ears rang. She could barely breathe. Ava moved fast, inhumanly so, grabbing her blade, rolling them off the bed, scanning the shadows.
They found us, she said.
Who? Olivia gasped. Hunters. Ava's face was stone. And they don't just want me dead. They want you as bait. Another crash. This time the front door splintered. Olivia saw them. 3 figures in heavy coats, weapons drawn, their eyes burning with purpose. Step aside, bloodsucker, one snarled. The girl doesn't belong to your kind. Ava moved between Olivia and them like a wall. She doesn't belong to anyone. You're protecting her? The man laughed. After what you've done? Olivia's eyes widened. What's he talking about? Ignore him, Ava said tightly. They're killers. They twist truth into weapons. No need to twist, the hunter said, stepping forward. Tell her, Ava. Tell her how many you drained before you decided to play protector. Tell her about the girl in Prague, the one who looked just like her. Ava flinched, just enough. Olivia felt the breath leave her chest. Is it true? She whispered. Ava didn't turn. It was a long time ago. But it happened? Yes. Silence fell like an axe. Move, the hunter ordered. Or we end this here. Ava didn't move. You'll have to go through me. Gladly. The first shot rang out, and Ava was already in motion. Chaos exploded. Olivia couldn't look away. Ava fought like nothing she'd ever seen, fluid, brutal, controlled. A dance of blades and fury. The hunters were trained, yes, but they weren't Ava. One fell. Then another. The third tried to run. Ava caught him by the throat. You tell your order, she hissed, eyes glowing, fangs bared. If they come for her again, I will tear down every sanctuary they hide behind. Then she dropped him. Hard. He ran. Ava turned, chest heaving, face bloody. Olivia stood frozen in the wreckage. The girl in Prague, she said, voice raw. Did you love her? Ava's eyes softened.
No.
I used her. I was a lost.
Before.
I drank because it made the pain stop. But I never loved her. And me. Ava stepped closer. You're the reason I stopped feeding. The reason I started feeling. I didn't know what love was until I met you. Olivia's throat closed. She wanted to believe her.
God, she wanted to.
You kept so much from me. Because I'm ashamed, Ava whispered. But I'm not running from it anymore. Olivia looked around at the broken cabin, the blood on Ava's face, the bodies cooling on the floor. And yet, when she looked at her, really looked, she saw not a monster, but a woman who would bleed for her, kill for her, die for her. I don't know if I can forgive you, she said. Then let me earn it, Ava replied, stepping close enough that their breaths mingled. Let me try. You almost got yourself killed. So did you, running off into the woods. Touché. Ava's eyes flicked to her lips. You still want this? Olivia grabbed her by the collar and kissed her like she'd been dying for it. This time there was no hesitation, no fear. Just heat. Mouths crashing, hands roaming, breath catching. Ava lifted her like she weighed nothing and carried her back to the ruined bed, laying her down gently. Tell me to stop, Ava whispered, voice shaking. And I will. Olivia's response was to pull her closer. Their clothes came off in pieces, shirts tugged, skin bared, teeth grazing flesh. Ava kissed her like she was starving, but every touch was reverent, every movement careful. Olivia arched under her, eyes locked, hearts pounding in tandem. Time slipped away. There was only the rhythm of breath and the heat between them, the ache of wanting and the balm of finally having. When it ended, they lay tangled together, skin to skin, sweat cooling. Olivia traced a finger along Ava's shoulder. Still think I'm bait? Ava kissed her knuckles. You're my reason. Olivia laughed, soft and sleepy. That's dangerously romantic for someone with fangs. You bring out the worst in me. I bring out the best. Ava smiled. That too. But peace never lasted long. A knock at the cabin door made them both stiffen. Not a crash. Not violence. A knock. 3 precise taps. Olivia sat up. Ava was already pulling on her pants. That's not good. Who knocks? Olivia asked. Someone who wants us to open it willingly, Ava muttered. Stay behind me. She approached the door, blade in hand, but paused. A note had been slipped beneath it. She bent, picked it up, eyes scanning the elegant script. Her face went white. Olivia rose. What is it? Ava turned slowly. They've taken Naomi. Olivia's heart stopped. My friend? But she's not part of this. She's your weakness, Ava said grimly. They'll use her to get to you. To get to me. We have to save her. We will, Ava said, slipping the note into her pocket. But Olivia, this changes everything. Olivia's voice trembled. Then we change with it. And Ava looked at her like she was the only light in a world full of monsters. They moved before dawn. Ava packed only essentials, blades, silver dust, 2 vials of something blacker than ink, and slipped into her old self like a second skin. The Ava that Olivia had kissed, trembling and vulnerable in the wreckage of a cabin, was still there, but buried now beneath layers of control and readiness, as if love was a luxury she couldn't afford anymore. Olivia felt the shift and hated it, hated how it made her ache with a kind of longing she didn't know what to do with. But there was no time for softness. Naomi was out there, taken because of her, used as leverage because Olivia had dared to love someone she shouldn't. Where are we going? She asked as they climbed into a sleek, stolen car Ava had hot-wired without hesitation. To the Underhollow, Ava said, eyes fixed ahead. It's a neutral ground.
Technically.
But it's also where the old ones nest. Vampires who haven't seen daylight in centuries. If she's alive, she'll be there. Olivia swallowed hard. And if she's not, then we burn it to the ground. The Underhollow wasn't on any map. It was carved into the earth beneath a crumbling cathedral on the outskirts of the city, guarded by symbols Olivia couldn't read and protected by shadows that seemed to breathe. The moment they crossed the threshold, the air changed, thicker, colder, like stepping into the mouth of something ancient and waiting. Stay close, Ava whispered, voice barely audible. Olivia didn't need to be told twice. Inside, the walls were made of bone. Not metaphorically.
Real bone.
Skulls stacked like bricks. Femurs as columns. The scent was dust and rot and something metallic that made Olivia's stomach twist. Vampires moved through the halls like wraiths, tall, pale, watching with hungry eyes. None attacked. Not yet. They recognized me, Ava murmured. You were one of them. I was worse. A tall figure stepped from the shadows ahead, clad in robes the color of dried blood. His smile revealed too many teeth. Ava, he said. How poetic. You return, dragging your human weakness behind you like a broken leash. Where is she? Ava demanded. Your little lamb? Still bleeding. Still whole. For now. Olivia stepped forward. Let her go. The vampire laughed, low and cruel. She's not the prize, child. You are. Olivia froze. Me? You think this is about your friend? About Ava's betrayal? He stepped closer, eyes glowing. Your blood called to us before you were born. Before your mother knew the name of the man she shouldn't have touched. Ava went still. What are you talking about? You didn't know? The vampire cooed. The girl's bloodline carries the mark. A lineage hunted by our kind for generations. She's not just a target. She's a key. A key to what? Olivia snapped. The vampire grinned. To purity. To power. Her blood, willingly given, can restore what was lost. Make us walk in daylight again. Olivia's skin crawled. You want to drain me? Not drain. Transform. With your consent, of course. Or without. Eventually you'll break. Over my ashes, Ava said, stepping in front of her. The vampire sighed. Always so dramatic.
But you don't get it, Ava.
You're part of this too. You were made by the same line that now runs through her. You weren't just a soldier. You were bred to protect her. Ava stiffened. You're lying. Am I? Then why does her blood make you lose control? Why does her scent wake parts of you long dead? Olivia looked at Ava, stunned. Is that true? Ava didn't answer. Her jaw clenched, her eyes burning. You knew something, Olivia whispered. Even before I hired you. Not this, Ava said quickly. I knew you were being hunted. I didn't know why until now. But you felt it. Yes. And you didn't tell me. Because I didn't understand it. I just knew I needed to be near you. That I'd kill anything that tried to touch you. Including yourself? Olivia asked, voice shaking. Ava's silence was answer enough. The vampire laughed again. Such tension. Such delicious pain. But we're done talking. He snapped his fingers. 2 guards emerged, dragging Naomi into the light. She was bruised but conscious, her eyes widening when she saw Olivia. Liv. Let her go, Ava growled.
Now.
Of course, the vampire said. But only if the girl comes willingly. Bleed for us, Olivia. Just a little. A drop to bind. A drop to change everything. Don't, Ava whispered.
They'll use you.
Corrupt you. Then what do we do? Olivia asked, voice trembling. We fight. There are too many. Then we die together. Olivia turned to her, heart racing. I don't want to die. Then trust me, Ava said. Even now. Especially now. Olivia stepped forward. The vampire smiled. Wise choice. But before he could reach her, Olivia pulled a silver dagger from Ava's belt and slashed her own palm. Blood hit the floor, bright, red, burning, and the entire chamber shuddered. Vampire screamed. The walls trembled. The bones began to glow. What did you do? The vampire shrieked. Olivia's voice was calm. You said I was a key, so I turned the lock. Ava moved. Faster than Olivia had ever seen. She tore through the guards like fire, caught Naomi, and shoved her toward Olivia. Run, she shouted. Take her. Not without you. I'll find you. Ava turned back, eyes full of fury and something else. Resignation. Go. Olivia grabbed Naomi and ran. The Underhollow crumbled behind them, screams echoing through the tunnels as ancient magic ripped the place apart. When they burst into daylight, coughing, bloodied, Naomi collapsed beside her. "What the hell was that?" she gasped. "A long story," Olivia said. But her eyes were on the dark, smoking entrance. Ava wasn't behind them. "No," Olivia whispered. "No, no, no." She turned back, ready to dive in, but the ground shook violently. The entrance caved in. Ava was gone. "She said she'd find me," Olivia whispered. "She promised." Days passed. Then a week. No sign. Olivia returned to the city, to her old apartment, trying to rebuild, but nothing felt real. Naomi stayed by her side, but even she knew Olivia wasn't whole. Not without her. Then, on the 8th night, Olivia woke to find her window open. A single black feather on the windowsill. And a note. "Red moon. Rooftop." Olivia ran. Heart thundering, she climbed the stairs to the roof of her building. And there she was.
Ava. Alive.
Bloodied.
Bruised.
Beautiful. Olivia flung herself into her arms. "You came back." Ava held her like something precious. "I said I would." "You scared me." "I scare myself." "Don't do it again." "Not unless I have to." Olivia pulled back just enough to look into her eyes. "They said I was a key, that my blood meant something." "It does," Ava said. "But you're more than that. You're not a weapon. You're mine." "Yours?" Olivia whispered. "If you'll have me." Olivia kissed her, hard. "I already do." They ran again. Not because they wanted to, but because they had no choice. The moment Ava reemerged from the ruins of the Underhollow, the world shifted. Something ancient had awakened. Whispers echoed through supernatural circles, rumors spreading like wildfire. Olivia Monroe, the girl whose blood burned, had destroyed a sanctuary older than the city itself. Vampires wanted her blood.
Hunters wanted her captured.
Everyone wanted her controlled or silenced. And so they ran. From cities, from shadows, from faces they once trusted. Olivia didn't ask where they were going anymore. She simply followed Ava. And Ava, no longer trying to hide what she was, moved like a creature reborn, dangerous, determined, and now, unquestionably hers. They found temporary shelter in an abandoned train depot north of the border, a place long forgotten by humans but whispered about in the darker corners of the supernatural world. There were symbols carved into the steel beams, old wards half erased by time. It wasn't safe, not truly, but it gave them hours. And hours, for them, had become sacred. Ava moved through the space like a silent sentinel, securing doors, laying traps, her senses constantly reaching beyond the walls. Olivia watched her, unable to look away. "You don't rest," she said softly, sitting cross-legged on a rusted cot. "You don't stop." Ava turned, her face still marred with healing bruises. "Stopping gets us killed. And running forever doesn't." Ava's jaw tensed. "If it keeps you alive, I'll run with you until the end of time." Olivia rose and crossed the room, standing in front of her. "What if I don't want to just survive anymore?" Ava's expression cracked slightly. "What do you mean?" "I mean I'm tired of being hunted. Of hiding. I want to fight back." "No, why not?" "Because I've seen what that does. The moment you step into their world on your own terms, you become something else. Something you can't come back from." "Maybe I already have." Olivia lifted her hand, palm out. The wound from the Underhollow had healed unnaturally fast, too fast. And when she focused, even just for a second, she could feel something moving beneath her skin.
Power.
Ava stared. "You feel it," Olivia said. "Don't you?" "Yes." "And it scares you." "It terrifies me," Ava admitted. Olivia stepped closer. "I'm not the same girl who hired you to protect me from monsters." "No," Ava murmured, brushing her fingers against Olivia's jaw. "You're something much more dangerous now." "To them? To me?" Olivia's heart pounded. "Why?" Ava's voice dropped. "Because I love you. And I've lost everything else. I can't lose you too." Olivia didn't hesitate. She cupped Ava's face, pulling her down into a kiss that was slow, deep, and aching. When they broke apart, breathless, she whispered. Then stay with me. Not as my protector, as my partner. Ava closed her eyes, as if the words hurt. You still don't understand what you are. Then teach me. Ava opened her mouth to respond, but froze. Someone's here. The air thickened. Olivia felt it too, a cold pulse, like a heartbeat that didn't belong. Then a voice echoed through the steel. Ava.
Come out.
We only want the girl. Ava snarled. They tracked us.
How?
Olivia asked. They're using blood magic. Probably yours. We need to move. No, Olivia said. I said I'm done running. Live. Ava, if I can end this, I have to try. I can feel it. Something in me is changing. That's what they want. You unlock whatever's inside you, and they'll descend like wolves. Then let them. Ava stared at her. For once, there was no protest. Only trust. She nodded. We do this together. Olivia stepped into the center of the room, drew a line on her palm with a silver-tipped blade, and let the blood fall. It hit the metal floor with a hiss. The entire depot trembled. The door exploded inward, revealing 3 figures in long cloaks, their faces pale and hollow. One held a silver chain. Come with us willingly, he said. And no one gets hurt. You keep saying that, Olivia said, but I'm starting to think you don't mean it. You don't understand what you're playing with. Then explain it, Olivia snapped. Tell me why I'm the center of this. Why my blood matters. The leader stepped forward. Because it's not just power. It's prophecy. You were never meant to be protected. You were meant to awaken the old ones. To cleanse what remains of our kind. The blood in your veins was cursed long before you were born. And what if I don't want that? It's not about what you want. It's about what you are. Ava moved beside her, fangs bared. You'll touch her over my ashes. That can be arranged. The vampires lunged. Ava met them midair, blades flashing. Olivia stayed back at first, eyes closed, focusing. She could feel it, the hum beneath her skin, the current of something ancient. She reached for it, and it answered. Her blood ignited. Not literally, but power surged through her veins like wildfire. She raised her hand, and the steel walls vibrated. Energy pulsed from her body in waves, knocking one of the vampires clear across the room. The others hesitated. Ava took the opening, slicing one's throat open with surgical precision. I told you, she growled. She's not just a girl anymore. The leader hissed, retreating. You've made your choice. War is coming. Then let it, Olivia said. When it was over, Ava stood bleeding, surrounded by ash. Olivia rushed to her side. Are you okay? I've been worse, Ava muttered. You. Olivia looked down at her hand. The cut had already closed. I think I just started something I can't stop. Good. Ava leaned in. Let them come. Let the world burn. As long as I have you. You do. That night, in the quiet aftermath, they made love again. Slow this time, reverent. A shared claiming. A promise between 2 beings who had nothing left to lose except each other. And afterward, when Ava lay asleep for the first time in days, Olivia sat awake, watching the stars through a shattered window. Her blood sang. Her heart ached. She knew the peace wouldn't last. But she also knew this. She wasn't running anymore. She was ready to fight. And if her blood was a curse, then she'd teach the world how to bleed. The car Ava stole this time was red. Bright, bold, and completely out of place for fugitives on the run, but Olivia didn't question it. Maybe she chose it because they were tired of hiding. Or maybe because red reminded her of Olivia. Of blood, of danger, of want. They drove for 6 hours in silence, mountains rising in the distance, the sky growing darker with every mile. Olivia had questions, 1,000 of them, but none that didn't ache. She kept replaying the moment she'd raised her hand and made the world move. That surge of power, hot and sharp and hungry, had felt like lightning in her bones. And the part that scared her most? She liked it. Ava glanced over at her without turning her head. You're too quiet. Would you prefer screaming? I'd prefer honesty. Olivia exhaled. What's happening to me? Your blood is waking up. The kind that's been sleeping for generations. The magic in it, it doesn't just sit still. It grows. Learns you. And then what? Then it starts changing everything. Including me? Ava didn't answer. Which was answer enough. Where are we going? Olivia asked. To someone who can help you understand it. Someone I used to trust. Used to? He's complicated. Olivia tried to sound indifferent, but she failed. Ava smirked, barely. Jealous? No, liar. Olivia looked away. Is he human? Was. Once. And you were close? Ava paused just a moment too long. We were involved. A long time ago. Olivia's stomach turned. She hated how fast the jealousy came. How sharp it felt. So why him? Because he's the only one who's survived what you're becoming. They arrived at sunset. The house was hidden in the hills, wrapped in fog and vines, ancient and beautiful and wrong. Olivia felt at the moment she stepped onto the path, like the air itself was watching her. The man who answered the door looked nothing like she expected. Young, handsome, disarmingly human. His smile was slow, sharp.
Ava.
As stunning as ever. Ava's jaw clenched. We need your help, Lucian. Lucian's gaze slid to Olivia, and something flickered in his eyes. So this is her. Don't, Ava said. Too late. Lucian stepped forward, taking Olivia's hand and brushing his lips over her knuckles. You're even more exquisite up close. Olivia pulled her hand back. I'm not here for compliments. Pity. You deserve them. You knew I was coming, she said. Didn't you? I felt you, he admitted. Your blood sings. Loud and unruly. But beautiful. Dangerous, too. What am I? Olivia asked. Not just a girl anymore, Lucian said, eyes gleaming. You're a legacy. A weapon. A possibility. I don't want to be a weapon. Then don't be. But understand this. Power doesn't care what you want. It only grows. He turned and walked inside.
Come.
There's much to show you. Olivia followed reluctantly. Ava stayed behind for a heartbeat, staring at the door like it was a wound. You okay? Olivia asked as Ava joined her inside. Fine. Liar. You said that already. Lucian led them into a vast library, ceiling lost to shadow, books older than memory. He motioned for Olivia to sit. You've started to feel it, haven't you? The pulse. The hunger. The sense that the world is bending, just slightly around you. Olivia nodded. It's like I could reach into the air and pull lightning down. Exactly, he said. And that means it's beginning. The inheritance. The shift. Shift into what? A creature neither human nor vampire. Something between. Something new. Ava stiffened. You told me that wasn't possible. I told you I didn't survive it, Lucian said. She might. Survive what? Olivia asked. Lucian turned to her. Your body will change. Your senses. Your instincts. Your blood will try to rewrite you into something stronger, more enduring, but not without cost. What kind of cost?
Pain.
Madness. The loss of who you were. You may forget what it means to be human. Ava stepped in. Then we stop it. You can't stop blood, Lucian said. But you can guide it. Shape it. That's why you're here. He handed Olivia a small vial filled with silver dust. Drink this before bed. It will show you what's coming. A vision? Olivia asked. A warning. That night, in the guest room that smelled of ash and thyme, Olivia lay beside Ava, the vial untouched in her hand. You loved him, she said quietly. Ava didn't answer. Do you still? Ava turned to her, eyes dark. I don't love anyone like I love you. Then why do I feel like you're pulling away? Because I can't protect you from this. And I hate it. Olivia touched her face. I don't want protection. I want you. You have me. Then stay when I fall apart. Ava kissed her then, soft, slow, but desperate. Like a promise. Olivia drank the vial. Sleep came like a wave. And then darkness. And in the darkness, fire. She stood in a city made of bone and blood, her reflection in a cracked mirror showing glowing eyes and black veins. Ava stood across from her, beautiful, broken, bleeding. "Come back," Dream Ava whispered, "before you forget who you are." But Olivia turned, walked toward the fire, smiling. She woke with a scream, Ava already holding her, whispering her name. "What did you see?" Ava asked. Olivia trembled.
Me.
"But not me. Stronger. Colder. Empty. That's what they want," Ava said. "They want to break you into something useful. Then I won't let them. You have to fight it. I don't want to fight alone." Ava held her tighter. "You're not alone." In the hallway, Lucian listened through the door, eyes gleaming, and smiled. Lucian trained her in the mornings, not with swords or guns but with focus, discipline,
Control.
power without boundaries is a flood, he told Olivia, pacing around her as she knelt in the center of the marble atrium, eyes closed, palms open. "You don't want to drown in yourself." At first, she couldn't feel it. Then, slowly, something shifted. A pulse beneath her ribs. A voice, not with words, but with hunger. It wanted to move.
To break.
To burn. She opened her eyes, and the floor beneath her cracked. Lucian smiled. "Good." Ava stood at the edge of the atrium, arms crossed, saying nothing. She hadn't joined them, hadn't even approached. Not since the first lesson, when Olivia accidentally shattered a wall with a single breath. "You're pulling away again," Olivia said that night, lying beside her in the bed they barely touched anymore. Ava stared at the ceiling. "You don't need me like you used to." "That's not true." "Isn't it? I need you in ways I don't understand yet," Olivia whispered. "But if you keep stepping back, I won't have you at all." Ava's jaw clenched. "You're changing, Liv. And I'm scared I won't recognize you when it's over." "You think I'll become like him?" Ava didn't answer. And that silence hurt worse than words. The next day, Lucian led her into a chamber deep beneath the estate. There were no lights, only torches, and the smell of something old and forgotten. "This," he said, gesturing to a circular stone altar, "is where your ancestors were broken and remade. Blood was offered here. Magic was born here. And now you stand where they stood." Olivia touched the stone. It was warm. "Why does it feel like it remembers me?" "Because it does." "And what happens if I give it more?" Lucian's eyes gleamed. "Then you take control. And if I lose control, then you become unstoppable." He took her hand and slit her palm with a silver blade. Blood splashed the altar, and the room groaned. Yes, groaned, like a beast waking. Olivia gasped, knees buckling as the energy rushed up her spine. Fire bloomed behind her eyes. She saw visions, herself in battle, leading armies, Ava at her side one moment, and then gone. Always gone. She collapsed. Lucian caught her. "You're almost ready," he whispered against her hair. "Ready for what?" she asked, dizzy. "To take your place. At your side. Above me," he said, smiling. "You're the future. I'm just the one who found you." Olivia felt cold. "That's not why you brought me here." "No," he admitted. "I brought you here because I saw what you could be, and I wanted to be close when it happened." Later, when she returned to their room, Ava wasn't there. Just a note. "Be back before dawn. Don't follow me." Olivia crushed it in her fist. Something cracked inside her. Anger. Hurt. Confusion. Lucian found her in the library, curled in a leather chair, staring at nothing. "She'll come back," he said. "Maybe," Olivia replied. "Or maybe I've already lost her. She doesn't understand what you are. She knew what I was before I did. Knowing isn't the same as accepting." Lucian knelt beside her. "You're not meant to be tamed. You're meant to rise." "And if I don't want to rise alone?" Lucian touched her hand. "Then don't." For a moment, she didn't pull away. But she didn't lean in either. Ava returned at dawn, eyes bloodshot, knuckles raw. "Where were you?" Olivia demanded. "Hunting," Ava said. "Thinking." "Alone?" I needed air. You needed distance. Ava's shoulders tensed. I saw what you're becoming, Olivia. And I'm terrified. Of me. Of losing you to it. Olivia stepped close. Then hold on tighter. Ava's lips parted. You're stronger than me now. No, Olivia whispered. Just different. She kissed her then, fierce and angry and aching. Ava kissed back like it was the end of the world. And maybe it was. That night, Olivia dreamed of fire again. But this time, she stood in the flames and didn't burn. Lucien stood beside her, smiling. You're ready, he said. She woke screaming. Ava held her, but Olivia could feel the fear between them like a third body. I don't want to become something you can't love, Olivia whispered. Ava kissed her temple. I'll love you even if it breaks me. Don't say that, Olivia said. Because I think it might. The next day, everything changed. An army approached. Not vampires. Not hunters. Something older. Something that fed on magic. Lucien panicked. Ava armed herself. And Olivia stood still.
Calm. Cold.
I can feel them, she said. They want what I am. Not me. Just the power. Then we run, Lucien said. No, Olivia replied. We end this. Ava stepped beside her. Are you sure? No, Olivia said. But I'm done hiding. The sky turned black. The ground shook. And Olivia, glowing from within, walked toward the storm. Alone. The sky broke open like a wound. Clouds blackened in unnatural spirals, bleeding red light through slashes in the atmosphere. Olivia stood at the center of the courtyard, her arms loose at her sides, eyes glowing faintly as the ground trembled beneath her boots. Behind her, Ava and Lucien stood at opposite edges of the crumbling estate, both poised for battle, both ready to give everything, though not for the same reasons. The enemy came on foot. Not vampires. Not hunters. Something worse. They called themselves the Hallowed, born from forgotten rituals and shattered covenants, creatures that fed on ancient bloodlines like Olivia's, draining not just life, but magic itself. There were dozens of them, cloaked in shadow, eyes like burning coals, and they did not speak. They only hungered. You don't have to face them alone, Ava said, voice strained. Olivia didn't turn. I'm not facing them alone. You're here. So is he, Ava said bitterly. Olivia closed her eyes. Don't do this. Not now. Lucien stepped forward, coat billowing behind him like a prince of fire. We need to strike first. You and I together. Our power combined could level them. No, Ava growled. If she connects to you fully, she'll lose herself. Or become what she was meant to be, Lucien snapped. You think small, Ava. You always have. And you think she's a throne to sit on. Olivia raised her hand, and the argument died instantly. Enough, she said, voice thrumming with something not entirely human. We fight them, not each other. The first Hallowed struck like lightning, its form shifting through the air with impossible speed. Ava moved instantly, intercepting with a flash of steel, driving a silver dagger into the creature's gut. It screamed, unholy and high-pitched, then dissolved into mist. But more followed. Dozens more. Chaos erupted. Lucien unleashed a wave of fire that swept across the east wing of the courtyard, incinerating two attackers and lighting the sky orange. Olivia moved with terrifying calm, every gesture a command, stone cracking underfoot, wind ripping through enemies with slicing force. Her blood pulsed with power. She felt unstoppable, and that terrified her. Ava fought near her, never more than a breath away, defending without hesitation, but Olivia could feel the distance growing again, not physical, but emotional. Like Ava was watching her slip into something she wouldn't be able to pull her back from. Then the leader came.
Tall.
Hooded. Not hollowed. Something else. Something old. Olivia felt it before she saw it, a pull in her gut, like gravity reversing. The creature stepped onto the courtyard stones and all movement stopped. The wind died. The screaming faded. It spoke directly to her, though its mouth never moved.
Give it to me.
Olivia's vision darkened. What do you want? She whispered. What you've already begun to lose. Your soul. Your heart. Your will. I won't give you anything. But you already are. It lifted a single hand and Ava dropped to her knees, gasping, clutching her chest. No, Olivia shouted, surging forward. Let her go. Then give me what I came for. I'll destroy you first.
Will you?
Even if it means destroying her too? Ava choked, eyes wide with pain. Don't let it touch you. Olivia looked at Lucien. Can you stop it? Yes, he said. If you let me link to you. Just for a moment. Together we can erase it. Ava tried to scream but couldn't speak. Olivia's hands shook. Do it, she said. Live, no. Ava gasped. But it was too late. Lucien stepped in front of her, grasped her hands, and closed his eyes. The connection snapped into place like a thunderclap. Olivia felt him inside her head, her blood, her very being, pulling, binding, burning. Power surged between them like a hurricane. They moved as one, raised their joined hands, and the earth screamed. The entity shattered into dust and smoke. The hollowed collapsed in piles. The storm died. Silence fell. Lucien released her and stepped back, breathing hard. You did it, he said. Olivia was shaking. Her skin felt wrong. Her mouth tasted like ash. And Ava was still on the ground. Olivia ran to her, dropping to her knees.
Ava,
look at me. Ava's eyes fluttered open. You linked with him. It was the only way, Olivia said. We were out of time. You don't understand, Ava rasped. He didn't just share power. He took something. Lucien stood behind them, smiling. It was only a sliver, a thread, a fraction of what you are. You used me. I saved you. We won. Or would you rather be ash? Olivia stood, fists clenched. What did you take? Not enough to change you.
Yet.
But you'll feel it.
Soon.
The pull toward me. The instinct. It's already begun. You bastard. Call me what you want. But we're bound now. No one, not even her, can protect you from yourself anymore. He vanished in a blur of smoke. Olivia turned back to Ava. I'm sorry. You let him in. I didn't know he'd. You trusted him over me. It wasn't about trust. It was survival. Ava pushed herself up. It's always about trust. And you broke mine. Don't say that, Olivia begged.
Please.
I did what I had to. And now you're changed. Don't you feel it? Olivia did. Her skin hummed with unnatural power. Her thoughts were slower, heavier. Her heart felt distant. Yes, she whispered. Then we have to fix it, Ava said. Before you're not you anymore. What if I already passed that line? Then I'll cross it with you, Ava said, reaching for her hand. But don't leave me behind again. Olivia gripped her hand like a lifeline. I won't. Never again. Then we go, Ava said. Where? To the source. To where your blood was born. We end this at the beginning. And Lucien? Olivia's eyes burned. Next time I see him, I'll end him myself. They ran. Again. But this time, it wasn't to escape. It was to finish. Whatever was coming in the final hours of this war, they'd face it together. If they survived, they'd rebuild. And if they didn't, at least they'd fall as one. They reached the origin at midnight. A forest older than cities, moonlight filtered through twisted branches like threads of silver over bone. At its center stood the ruins of a cathedral half swallowed by earth and time, stone eaten by roots, stained glass shattered, but still pulsing faintly with color when Olivia approached. Her blood hummed louder here, hotter. It was like standing on the edge of herself. This is where it began, Ava whispered, standing beside her. The first ritual. The first bloodline. Olivia nodded, her gaze locked on the worn altar crumbled in moss and ash. Then this is where it ends. The air was charged, like the forest itself was holding its breath. Olivia stepped forward, and the ruins responded, light crawling through ancient carvings, sigils glowing in colors she had no name for. The blood inside her pulsed like a second heartbeat. What happens now? Ava asked. Olivia turned to her, heart racing. I break the bond Lucian forced on me. I take back what he stole. And I choose who I become. And if he stops you? Olivia's eyes narrowed. Then he dies. A low chuckle echoed through the trees. You say that like it's a new thought. Lucian stepped from the shadows, elegant as ever, coat immaculate despite the dirt and blood of everything they'd survived. But we both know I'm part of you now. You can't destroy me without destroying yourself. Watch me, Olivia said. You're stronger, he admitted, but also fractured. You feel it, don't you? The distance. The weight. You can't even love her the same. Ava moved before he could speak another word, blade drawn, lunging. But Lucian blocked her effortlessly, his hand catching her wrist, twisting. Still predictable, he said with a smirk. Still mortal. Olivia raised her hand. The ground answered. Vines surged from the earth, slamming into Lucian and pinning him against the broken altar. His smile faltered. That's new. I'm done playing with borrowed power, Olivia said. This is mine. All of it. And I don't want you in it anymore. You can't sever a soul bond, he spat. It's eternal. No, Olivia said. It's only eternal if I let it be. She stepped into the center of the ruins and raised her hands, eyes glowing bright white now. The markings around her blazed in tandem. Her blood, her will, her choice. You took a piece of me, she said. But I grew around it. I am inside you, Lucian hissed. You'll never feel clean again. I don't want to be clean, Olivia said, voice rising. I want to be free. Ava watched in awe and terror as the light exploded outward, a ring of pure force slamming Lucian to the ground. He screamed. For the first time, he screamed, not dramatic, not mocking, but afraid. You have no idea what you're becoming, he howled. You'll tear her apart. Olivia looked at Ava. Will I? Ava stepped forward, closing the distance between them. Even if you do, I'll put myself back together. I'm not afraid of what you are. I'm afraid of losing you to it. Olivia's breath caught. The last thread of Lucian's bond tugged inside her like a hook in her chest. She reached down with her mind, her will, her heart, and snapped it. Lucian collapsed, eyes wide, body writhing as the tether between them dissolved into smoke. You, he gasped. You chose her over immortality. Over the world. Olivia stood over him.
No.
I chose myself. And she's part of that. Lucian laughed once, bitter and hollow. Then his body cracked, split with light, and turned to ash. Silence. Just wind in the trees. Just the sound of Olivia's breath in her throat. She fell to her knees. Ava was there before she hit the ground, catching her, cradling her, rocking her like she might break. You did it, Ava whispered. It's over. Olivia looked up at her, eyes rimmed with tears. I thought I lost you. You almost did, Ava said. But you came back. I came home, Olivia said. You're my home. Ava kissed her, soft this time, slow. No more desperation, no more fear. Just love. Pure and real. When they finally pulled apart, Olivia whispered, If I change again, if something else awakens in me, promise me you'll remind me who I am. Ava nodded. I'll do more than remind you. I'll anchor you. They left the ruins at dawn, hand in hand, the forest behind them fading into myth. The war was over. The threat had passed. And what remained was them. Two women forged by blood and fire, carrying scars, but choosing softness. Later, they settled in a quiet place far from the supernatural, near the coast where the waves sang instead of screamed. Olivia grew stronger each day, not just in power, but in peace. She didn't feel hollow anymore. She felt whole. And Ava smiled more now.
Laughed.
Touched Olivia without hesitation. One night, wrapped in each other's arms under a sky full of stars, Olivia whispered, You still watch me like I might disappear. Old habits, Ava said. You're not losing me. I know, Ava replied. But I also know what you carry. And it's heavy. Olivia kissed her shoulder. Then don't let me carry it alone. Never, Ava said. And they fell asleep like that. Entwined, fearless, loved. The girl who hired a bodyguard to protect her from vampires had found something else entirely. She had found her truth, her power, her freedom, and most of all, she had found her person. Not just someone who kept her safe, but someone who stayed, someone who chose her. Every version of her. Always. Thank you so much for being here and for believing in this channel. If you feel in your heart, you can donate with super thanks so I can focus more and more on this project. Your support helps me keep creating these love stories and bringing them to life for you. See you in the next video.